Hi everybody, I'm Luca Paris and welcome to this culinary journey. It's all about making bread. I love these shows because I don't do so much work and I get to act like a pirate. Anyway, that doesn't work either. Well, we have a couple of ingredients to make our bread. We have probably one of the best bread makers in the world joining me today. It's Brittany Migneault from the Bread Shed right here in Keene, New Hampshire. And we're going to have a lot of fun making a focaccia bread. And then we're going to take the focaccia bread and make a panino out of it. So don't go away because you're going to love it because your culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris and this is Brittany. Brittany, how's it going?
Good.
You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? You look it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bread.
Yeah.
And you've been baking bread for your whole life. Where are you going? She'll come back. Hold on. She'll be back. Come on back. Don't worry. How you doing?
Good.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right. You want a piece of bread?
No.
You want a shot?
No, thank you.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to be talking about making focaccia bread today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
We're good with it?
Yeah.
Brittany owns the Bread Shed here in Keene, New Hampshire, and that's been up and running for
About 4 months now.
4 months and making the best bread around. We have it at the restaurant. It's over at farmers markets everywhere. Green Wagon Farm, good friend of ours, Bill,
Yeah.
he has it over there. Absolutely incredible. And we were talking, we had you on a radio show as a guest, and that was cool. And I learned so much about baking bread. And you do a different style focaccia than anybody else does. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ours is a lot wetter than most focaccia doughs.
So and when you think of a focaccia, this is that it's got crusty outside and airy on the inside.
Yeah, it's nice and chewy on the outside and then kind of soft on the inside,
Right,
which is nice.
And that's what we're going to make
kind
today.
of melts in your mouth. Yeah.
And then
Yes.
at the end of this, I'm going to take some of my homemade mozzarella, some basil pesto, tomatoes. We'll make a caprese panino. Sounds
Yeah.
good?
Yep, sounds great.
All right. This is our final product, what it's going to look like, but we'll pull one out of the oven. This is the focaccia. Again, airy on the inside, melts in your mouth. These are some of your other breads. Let's talk about those real quick.
This is just our garlic bread right here.
Yeah.
And then a couple more garlics. This is one of our ciabattas. They make really good sandwiches.
Sorry,
and then
I like to touch bread.
the sesame bread, our Sicilian sesame bread, which is really nice. So.
That's nice. Is that something new you're making?
It's actually, we just started it. Yeah. Yeah.
I know, because I'm seeing it for the first time today.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about making a focaccia. You don't need a lot of special ingredients or utensils or do you need special equipment? There's a good question.
Yeah, well, if you're going to be making a lot of bread, then you need obviously bigger mixers.
Right.
Yeah. and
But if you're doing something
specific
at home,
oven.
a small mixer,
Yeah, absolutely.
a couple of pans to shape them, and
Yep.
some ingredients, and
Yeah.
you're good to go?
We just use 9x9 pan. Well, it's a round pan, so it's
Right.
obviously 9x9. And then we use a KitchenAid mixer, and yeah, you don't really need too much.
Cool.
So,
Let's
yeah.
talk about making it. What do we need first? Okay, I was having too much fun with this one. So what do we need to start to make a bread dough?
You generally have a starter that you're going to start out with, which is made the night before. Takes about 8 to 12 hours for it to really get ready, and I don't know if they can see.
It looks
but-
alive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's got yeast in it, flour, water. It's pretty simple, but it gives the bread a lot more flavor and kind of helps it.
So do I use the dough hook in this?
Yeah, to make the starter, you would use the paddle.
Okay.
And then now that we already have it made, you use the dough hook to
All right.
get started with the
So what do we
mix.
do next?
You're going to take this out of here. It's
I'll let
kind of
you do
hard
that.
to work with. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'll do the ingredients. It's easier.
Okay. So there was a
Yuck.
little...
It does look
Yeah,
alive.
it is kind of gross
So,
to look at.
yeah, no, it's delicious to eat. So now, again, what's in here?
It's just a little bit of water, yeast, and some flour. So it's equal parts water and flour.
So it's better to start your dough with something that's been working overnight as opposed to trying to do it right away.
Right, yeah.
Because some people talk about blooming yeast real quick and then adding in, starting to make a bread dough. What does this do to the bread? Does it give it more of a airiness to it, or?
It just really like brings the flavor out a little bit more. Like a lot of our breads we let rise for an like very long period of time. Like the Toscano, our traditional Italian breads, the longer you let them rise, just the more flavor you get out of the flour itself. So
Just like letting things marinate together and,
Right.
and all these flavors come
Yeah,
together and it
actually,
just
yeah.
pops.
yeah.
Cool. So we have this in there. Do I turn it on now or do I wait?
No, I would you. Yeah,
I just want
you
to turn on the machine.
Put all your wet ingredients in together. So I have some
Okay.
oil measured out, some yeast.
Okay, that's my
I'll let
job.
you put them in.
Yeah.
Some salt.
So now here we put the yeast in just the way it is. We don't have to do anything to
No,
it.
I use active dry yeast. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you might need to like put sugar with the yeast and mix it first.
So
Kinda
it
depends.
activates.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is salt?
It's just plain salt. We do high grade salt, which is additive free.
Awesome. Oh, got to get it all in there.
And
Not
then-
on the paddle. And then water?
Yeah. And
Now do I turn it on?
no.
How do we turn stuff on
I
here?
make-
Oh,
yeah,
no.
don't turn it on too high when you start because it'll go
Okay,
everywhere.
I'm
but-
just listening to you. It'll go all over the place?
Yes.
See, that would make good television.
You would.
Now?
Yeah.
Now.
Turn it on pretty
What do I do?
soft. Just put it on the stir.
All right, we're just stirring. So we have water, we have the starter in there, we have yeast, salt, and what was the other one?
Oil. Yeah. A lot
Cool.
of traditional Italian breads are made with oils.
With
so,
oils.
Yeah.
Now, as this is working, do we add more stuff as we go on to? Now, we want to get this all stirred together.
Yeah. The only other part of this that's missing right now is the flour.
The flour. Okay.
As you go, you slowly add a little bit more water, but if you add all the water at once, there'll be dough clumps inside
Right.
because it's such a wet dough. There's no friction to break them. So
Now,
you-
we were talking about that a little bit. The difference between your dough and somebody else's dough is so other doughs are more what you think of as, what you see as a pizza dough or a bread dough, right?
right, yeah.
This dough is going to be a wet dough?
Yeah, some of them are a little bit denser, but for us to get like that crispiness on the outside or the like the little chewiness and the softness on the inside, we use a much wetter dough.
Okay. So
And
how
then
long
it
does
gets the
this
air
usually
bubbles
go?
inside. I would stop it.
Can I?
Now. Yes,
Yeah?
please.
All right. Okay. See how tough this show is for me today? All right, now what do I do?
And then
Or what
add
do
the
you do?
flour. Put a little bit more water in there, actually. It doesn't look like enough.
Do you want to tell me when. I'm adding water.
A little more.
A little more?
That's good, yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Good, good, good.
So I have 2 pounds of flour weighed out.
So you want me to get that in there?
Yeah.
You made
You
it
can
nice
lift
and-
this up if
Oh,
you
you
would
can?
like to.
Oh, you
yeah.
can put it all in like that?
Oh,
Thought it had to go a little bit at a time. Oh, I didn't undo that.
yeah.
So just put it in like that?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It'll kind of condense once you start mixing it, so
Right.
it will all fit in there. Doesn't look like it. It's a lot for the mixer, actually, but
Let's see if the mixer makes it
Yeah.
through the show.
it'll be fine.
Could be a nice ad for the mixer
Yeah.
company. All right, you're all in. Okay,
All right, so you put that down, and you lock it.
you lock it, which wasn't done the first time,
Yes,
right?
right.
Start at stir again.
Yeah,
All right, so now this incorporates all the water in there,
right.
the flour and all our ingredients.
Yeah.
These ingredients go in now too, or
No, no, no. Those are for the topping
the
later.
top
yeah.
of the? So we have rosemary, salt. This is a sea salt, and then some fresh garlic.
It needs a little more water.
And we're gonna need more water.
yeah.
Oh, I have it.
Quite a bit. I would pour all that in.
Pour it all in.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. There we go. And you need more than that?
Not yet.
Not yet. So again, the consistency we're looking for is something a little bit lighter. We're going to add some more water to this. Pretty much all our flavors there. Now, you're measuring out 2 pounds, and you do measure out the amount of yeast and
Yeah.
salt you put into there.
Yeah.
So that's important to know.
Yeah.
So once you get, and you've had to do trial and error on recipes, right?
Yeah, yeah. The most, I actually use my uncle's formulas, who has trusted formulas that he's used for over 20 years now. So that's kind of where I learned how to make my focaccia and most of my recipes from. But a lot of it with the water and stuff is trial and error. And,
Cool.
yeah,
We need more water now?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I'll let you do that.
Okay. You don't need
I don't
too
wanna
much
mess
more,
it
but
up.
it does take about 20 minutes or so to mix it really well and get the glutens really activated. So once it's on 1 for a little while, what you're going to do is you're actually going to turn it up to higher speed once most of the flour is broken down.
You know what that means? We're gonna go to a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna spend the next 20 minutes going over this, getting up to higher speed. When we come back, we'll have a finished product to the point of where it's been risen a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you get this out, how long does it rise?
About an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then actually what you do is then you knock it down and then you let it rise again. The longer that it rises, the better. If you have it in a cooler temperature, then it can rise longer and then you get more flavor out of the dough. So.
Well, let's work on that. We'll knock it down a couple of times and bring it back up. We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll get it in the oven. Don't go away because we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. You're not going to leave me again.
No, not again.
No?
No.
She almost left. That's the first time that's ever happened.
I thought.
All right, so here we go. We're doing a focaccia.
Right.
Now, so we went from the process of getting it all in there, getting it nice and wet, and you let it rise. So it's about a 20-minute process to mix it all together?
Yeah, the mixing process is about 20 to 25 minutes.
Then about an hour and a half of letting it rise.
Yeah, like 3 times.
Now, you talked about punching down dough.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the process of maybe putting plastic wrap and actually punching the dough?
Actually, what we do is we would take this and like scoop down to the bottom and like kind of flip it in on itself so that the oxygen gets to the bottom of the dough and it kind of...
You're almost folding it.
Yeah,
like you would fold
yeah,
a
more
whipped cream or
folding
a
it.
mousse or
Absolutely,
something like
yeah.
that. Wow, that's interesting. And it really is a liquidy dough. I mean,
yeah.
when you told me it was more watery, I was like, oh, okay. I don't. And then I said, oh, good, we get to pour it in the pan. And guess what she said? What'd you say?
Use your hands.
Use your hands. So I make sure I have something ready for it. So what do we do to get ready in this pan? What's our oven going to be at this point?
You preheat the oven at 500. Okay. All ovens are a little bit different, but that's pretty much where you start the standard. So about 480 to 500. So.
Okay, so let's do this. What do we do next?
Okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to brush the pans with some olive oil.
You do the messy part. I'll do the putting the stuff in. I'm ready for you.
All right. It's just so that they don't stick to the bottom.
And olive oil is generous in this, right? I mean, that's something, we had oil in the beginning. We have oil here. We're going to be putting oil on top later.
Yeah, we actually use a lot of olive oil in our focaccia.
So you ready? I do it now?
Yeah, but what I generally do is I put a little bit of olive oil on my hands.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. I'm doing this for the first. Oh, nice.
And typically this is weighed out because I bake at like a higher production level. So I'm trying to.
About rubbing. Yeah. I'd glisten. So what do I do?
And then you just dip your hands in.
Just dip it in.
Do you want me to show you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me try. Just go right in.
Yep.
Oh my God. Really?
Yep. And then you cut it off with your.
Okay.
Yep. And then you put it in there.
Do
you want a little more olive oil?
I think oh my goodness. Seriously? Really? That's all I do?
Just to hope the phone doesn't ring when
you're
in the
tell
middle
me
of
about
this.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this down pat.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to help me now. Whoa, that's so much fun. And me without a sink. Nice.
I know.
All right, so I just keep doing that. When do I stop?
Well, that would probably be, I'll put a little bit more in just because we have so much. But
just because this is fun. Wow, this is where you get your kids involved.
And then I would put the other one.
Oh, okay. Might as well do both, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at me like, oh man, I wish I could do this instead of you. This is so much, I get to have so much fun on my show. Now, what do you? Again, let's talk about the why you. Maybe I should have walked off before the. Now let's talk about why you like this better than a more dense dough.
I just, I think it just gives it like a lot more.
Did you get all that? Nice. Okay.
It makes it a lot like of a more moist focaccia.
Right.
And sometimes in the U.S. especially, I think it's a lot drier, and people don't really appreciate focaccia as much because there's not as good options for focaccia.
Right. But I have no idea what to do next.
I don't know what to do with their hands.
Yeah. No, I'll figure it out somehow.
So actually, what you do is you let these sit for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I would mince some garlic. Do you want me to do that?
No, I'd like to do it. Thank you. Did she just say that? You wanna? Yeah, you got that knife? You're all set.
Yeah. So just mince some garlic.
Just mincing garlic. I'm gonna go over here and see if I can clean some. I can't. I just can't. You didn't tell me about this. You booby trapped me. But should I have had more oil on my hands?
Maybe a little bit. I do a lot of oil. Paul, actually, my business partner, doesn't like to use the oil as much. He doesn't think it really helps, but
Really?
yeah, but it does for me. And the thing with focaccia is that a lot of people kind of do a bunch of different toppings. There's a wide variety. Sometimes you can have like roasted peppers, cheese, olives. You can really put anything on it, anything that's in your fridge.
Ooh,
So.
roasted peppers on top.
Yeah.
Now, the toppings, do you put them on later on? Or?
Well, there's most toppings can go on, some of them are like pre-baked that are actually pre-rise for the focaccia.
Okay.
And then some you put on pre-bake. So like olives you would probably like put in right now. And then as it rises, it kind of rises around them. And then certain cheeses like high moisture cheeses like blue cheese, mozzarella, you would put on pre-bake, and then there's others that you would put on during the bake.
Oh man! So unlike cake batter, probably not something you want to lick off your fingers.
No, it's not.
Yeah, not as much.
Not as tasty.
Well, could you imagine if it was cake batter? Seriously, you know what I'd be doing right now? I'd be off the set.
So, do you want me to show you what?
I'll do it.
Okay.
No, yes, I do. Yeah, no. Show me what you do next.
So what you do is, I generally put the garlic in the olive oil.
Okay. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
It's your show now. It's cooking with Brittany.
All right. And then
Bread days with Brittany. You need more olive oil than that?
No, that'll be okay.
All right. Wow, that looks like a lot of olive. Oh, that looks delicious.
And then you
And
just
you put it
brush
on
the
now.
top. Yeah.
Wow, I would imagine you put it on later in the cooking process, but no.
Well, actually,
do it
I
again?
don't let my focaccias rise very long.
Okay.
So it's pretty close to the end of the cooking process. So we'll just throw it in the oven after this. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let's do this. Why don't you finish that?
All right.
I will attempt to get this stuff off my hands. Don't know how that's going to happen, but I will. And then when we come back, we'll pop these in the oven. How long again?
Actually, about 20 minutes. What you do too is you have the oven at 500 right now, so you actually drop it down to 450 before you put them in.
Okay.
And then you put them in for about
20
minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes.
20
so in
to
about
25.
20, 25 minutes, we'll come back, clean hands, focaccia, and we're going to make a wonderful panino from this focaccia bread. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm here with Brittany from the...
Bread shed.
Dude, you got it right. That's awesome. We switched spaces in case you thought I was Brittany. It happens all the time. We go out, they're like, you guys look like sisters. That was funny, wasn't it? All right, well, you didn't? No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Funny. All right, let's get this out of the oven. Let's check it out, okay? Well, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. That's a focaccia. So generally, what's the amount of time? Yeah, really hot pan.
About 20 to 25 minutes.
20 to 25 minutes. You let it cool for a little bit.
Yeah.
After that. 'cause
About
you don't
20 minutes, let it cool.
Yeah, because you don't want to work on it right away. You just need to let
Right.
it cool, settle in. Almost like letting a steak rest, because then all the juices stay in and all the flavors stay in. So what I wanted to make for the end of this is a little panino. Little? Is that big enough? Half of that?
Yeah.
We should have done the whole thing, right? That would have been awesome. All right, maybe we'll do the whole thing. We'll do 2 halves.
That's what I do.
Yeah, should have kept it all whole, but we'll show everybody. While I'm cutting the other one, kind of explain to them what it looks like inside and what it's all about.
That's the nice part about our focaccia is you have the nice airy bubbles on the inside, and then if you can kind of see the crust, it's like kind of a nice kind of chewy crust. It's not too chewy, but it's really nice.
So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of basil, pesto on one side. What else do you do with your? Do you do other types of sandwiches with this?
Yeah, I love to do the focaccias on the grill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you like, I just slice the whole thing in half and throw down some fontina cheese or mozzarella. And
Oh, yummy.
you could either do tomatoes or you could do a meat one with like ham or.
Really could do anything of this.
Yeah.
And so this would replace for a lot of people wouldn't think of it as sandwich bread, But this makes amazing sandwiches.
Yeah, it makes
right?
great paninis. Yeah.
So what else we got on here? I put the glaze, and I'm gonna put some tomatoes. So your place doesn't actually sell the bread. You do a wholesale, and you're at farmers markets a lot, right? You're all around the
Yep.
Keene farmers markets, which is really cool. Where else you at? Where else you at?
We're at the Green Wagon, and a couple different restaurants in town. We also have Hannah Grimes Marketplace, Blueberry Fields. Just a few different places in Keene.
I wonder which restaurants.
Yeah,
Anyone I might
and
know?
obviously Luca's Mediterranean
Obviously.
Cafe.
Well, no, we absolutely love the bread. I am looking forward to this weekend because I'm hoping I get to try some of the sesame bread. Will you have some for this weekend?
Absolutely.
That's actually new for me. I had to get her on the show to find out. We get one of these on here. Oh, a little more olive oil. Can I borrow that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know how much you like olive oil.
Yeah.
We'll crisp up the outside of the breads a little bit on both sides. Ooh, this is going to be nice. Well, I had a lot of fun, even though you tried to leave me early on.
I'm sorry about that. It's nothing personal.
Yeah. I'm the only one here. How can it not be personal? All right, some fresh mozzarella. You like mozzarella?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just made it this morning. That's all for you. Let's get this on here. We'll put a little bit of greens on there. Get these in the pan. And one of the things that we're able to do with this is why you like to put it on the grill, because if you put it on the grill, you get some nice, it warms up the bread and it warms up the insides, right? We do it that way. What I do, this panini presses are the big thing, right? And people go, oh, I want to do a panino. But you could also do the same effect of a panino or a panino press by getting the pan nice and hot, getting a little oil in there, and pressing down on it so it sears it. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. So, you had fun?
Yeah.
I got to learn how to make
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. And I think
Really
I got almost everything out of my hand. So
Sorry I didn't warn you about the mess.
no, I'm kind of glad you did it. Makes it more fun. So we're
Yeah.
just searing the outside here. We'll get the other side. We have rosemary on top. See, look at that. It's getting that nice little char right on the bottom. Got a little rosemary on top. I love it with the rosemary. Hold on. We'll just give it a quick second. We'll do this quicker
All right.
than we usually do. Almost there, almost there, almost there. All right, this is for us. Oh, this is going to be so good. Can't wait. Can't wait to cut in. You could do it a little bit longer if you want, but you don't even have to. You can even eat it without doing that. And there's our panino. Mozzarella. My fresh mozzarella, her fresh bread. Make a good team. Brittany, great job
right.
today.
Thank you,
you
Luca.
so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey. Here, that one's yours. Here you go. Bye, everybody. Welcome.